dot dot. What? What's the fucking look for, Brendan?
I think we're ready. That's crazy. Is this how we're gonna start it?
Yep.
All right. This is crazy.
Got a little hump. Hey,
How you doing?
how's it going?
Howdy.
Your face. Welcome to Coming Up for Air, a comedy podcast.
Welcome to Coming on Air.
Yep, comedy peaks here. Hey guys, it's been a weird one. It's been a weird week, man.
Yeah, it has. I'm so tired.
Yeah, it's been kind of weird for us. We're figuring a lot out right now, man.
I feel like a lot of people are in a weird phase.
Yeah. There's going to be some changes coming to the podcast here pretty soon. Not really sure what they'll look like fully yet, but it should be some exciting stuff, some more dynamic interviews, and we're going to try and get some more guests on. And then, of course, if you guys want us to talk about stuff or have anything specific you want us to cover, we'll still do that always. But we're going to try and get some more peeps on to have more interesting conversations with them and really
A little bit more interaction.
expand our horizon on the ability to learn and
Talk about random ass shit.
yeah, and for you guys to learn as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no. But today we're talking about dating.
Yeah, dating in today's age.
Yeah, we're talking about getting into dating, what that kind of culture looks like. We're gonna talk about all aspects, and I imagine we'll talk a little bit about like what hookup culture looks like right now too, and some other
Tough.
stuff, and how to kind of enter the sphere of various things.
How to be a
It's
whore.
kinda weird.
How not to be a whore.
It's kind of weird right now, man.
It is very weird and it's terrifying.
Yeah, both of us are kind of floating right now.
Yeah, I like am in the middle of like wanting 8 kids and wanting like absolutely none and just becoming a fucking monk in the mountains.
I'm on the opposite end of this. Well, not the opposite end.
I
I'm
was
just like I just want to kind of do my thing right now. I'm just gonna work and live
Which
it up.
I definitely agree with, and I'm very good shit.
Because man, there's so much stuff I want to do and so much things that I'm trying to put my priorities into, and so I think that that's kind of where I need to be right now, especially with what this past month has looked like for me.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into all that and more, and all the hot tea. I think we've talked about kind of dating and stuff similar to this, but this conversation came up because of a friend of mine, and so we're gonna help him out.
Yeah. How to get some bitches.
But before that, let's hit a check-in. Brendan?
Top G was released from prison, jail, I should say. Two different things. But yeah, he was released after I think it was 3 months, 2 to 3 months.
Talking about Andrew Tate.
Yeah, Top G, Andrew Tate. I'm sorry. Yeah, he got released, and dude, he came out of jail looking fucking massive, bro. It looked like they sent in a man and an animal came out.
This is super unrelated, but it's just because you're talking about how he looks. Did you see UFC and WWE merged?
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
that
Wild?
kind of pissed me off.
We'll talk about it later.
Stupid as
Because
fuck.
I want to know why it pissed you off, but we'll talk about it later.
This shit's dumb as fuck.
Anyways,
Um,
yeah, he's, I don't know.
He looks massive, bro. Like, I don't know if you've seen the video of him pacing back and
No,
forth.
I try my best to avoid all content with him, if I'm
Oh,
honest.
okay. Well,
I
yeah.
also, I'll explain later. It's my come up will explain also why I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, he's like pacing back and forth, and he's just like, he looks just fucking swole, dude. And he has this big old beard, and he's smoking a cigar. And he was like, I've been in lockdown for, said time, and he was like, there are just some things that change when you're like by yourself or whatever his tweet was. And
Yeah.
and then he was like, I can't even stand looking at my phone for too long. He's like, some habits just die out when you're by yourself. And so like everyone's because he's on house
Phones are
arrest. He's on
cursed, man.
yeah, he's on house arrest for 30 days in Romania. And so he came out, he was like, I have no hate towards like the Romanian government. I don't have any like beef with nobody, yada yada, this and that. He was like, I just want my name to be cleared. You know, the whole 9 yards and shit like that. But it was just like everybody freaked out, bro. It was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Just cause like, I mean, we'll still find out if like he's actually a piece of shit or not. You know what I mean? But I think if there was more evidence to like do something, they would have done it by now.
I think he's still a piece of shit morally. I think his takes on motivation and work ethic are different than his moral compass, which is bad.
But I think the moral compass that he allows to be shown is literal bullshit.
I don't know, man. It doesn't matter. To me, that doesn't matter because that's still what he's teaching people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it, to a certain extent, it's like a 60-40% of like, and that again, like we can go like we've talked about it before, and people just deciphering like what it is, but then not everybody knows how to decipher it, so they just take it all.
Yeah,
in all.
but you see so many like, a lot of the people that are consuming are still kids, you know.
Yeah.
And kids who are usually looking for somebody who they can look to and be like, this person gets me, or this person has the key. So I'm going to take what they know, and I'm just going to use that. Kids don't know how to fucking decipher that. They don't read between the lines. They take A and make an A.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you. I don't know the way he, like, has explained it, I guess. Like, obviously he's going to explain it a certain way, but, you know, just, like, basically teaching, you know, a person, like, because, again, and it kind of ties into, you know, our little bit of topic is, like, in today's world of, like, dating and, like, relationships, like, women hold a lot of power, and like, it has been shown that, obviously, like, it's, you know, women make money, whether it be in sex work or, you know, OnlyFans blowing up and, like, people just basically throwing money at women for them being pretty, yada, yada, this and that. And, you know, obviously the term simp and munch and all that shit coming out and stuff like that. And, like, oh, it's like he kind of just gives, like, a, hey, like, why do all that when you can just focus on yourself and find yourself a really nice woman who doesn't do all that? Because it's idolized right now.
Yeah. That's a really... If you want us to talk about that, let's go just cut back to the Terran episode. Because that's literally what half that episode is about. Cut back to that one. If you haven't listened to it, I don't know what episode it is. It's like pretty early on, though. It's like episode 9 or something.
I mean, we can go back and forth on it. Yeah, I mean, I do get your opinion on, like...
I just think it's it's a free win to just say, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
What do you mean?
Like, for the most part, people all universally agree, like, Andrew Tate's kind of a shitty dude. Regardless of if he does or doesn't have, like, good concepts on motivation or work ethic.
Yeah, but based off of the character that he has created.
Is your character not you?
Are a lot of people's social media's character them?
I think at a point it gets hard to shut off.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean...
There's always a little bit of, like...
truth to it, yeah.
Not even just that. I think there's always going to be a little bit of, like... You always put on a little bit of a show, but I think that at some point there's always going to be, like... That is part of you.
I feel you. Yeah. I definitely get it. Like, I do see both sides to it, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. Kind of just...
But let me tell you, man, you know what? I will say this. You know how great it is every now and then to see a video of a kid talking to a teacher, and he's like, I'm the alpha. And it's like this fucking kid that has no right.
Dude, I know exactly what video you're talking about. And he's like, I'm the alpha now. And the teacher's like, well, I'm the teacher telling the alpha to sit down. And he goes, the alpha does whatever he wants. And the whole class is like, bro, what are you doing, bro?
He's like turning in a homework assignment.
Yeah. See, it's like people like that is like, all right, bro, like you need to chill out. Like people...
That shit kills me,
It's like, obviously there are going to be people who take it to extremes, but like there are people who take, you know, the opposite spectrum to a complete extreme.
You
You
know
know
where
what
the
I mean?
term alpha comes from?
No, but I feel
Wolves.
like you're gonna tell me.
It comes from wolves, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
A lot of furries in here.
I guess I could have fucking guessed that.
Yeah, a lot of furries.
Yeah.
That's the Andrew Tate secret.
Did you be a furry?
Andrew Tate's really a furry.
Probably. Shit.
His persona, a poodle.
That's
You would have
crazy.
never guessed.
Poodle's crazy.
Doubles his hair. Anyway. My check-in's about the D&D movie. And
Oh, yeah.
Mario, because I saw Mario last night.
Wow.
Yeah. I
No-
went to Mario alone.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
That's lit.
Everybody else bailed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to a movie alone?
Yeah, I don't like to go too often alone, though.
Why?
I like to talk to people. And not, like, in an obnoxious
I
way.
was like,
Not in an obnoxious way, but, like...
to like crack jokes and shit.
Yeah, like, you know, if there's an understanding between me and the person, then, like, I will whisper quips back and forth with the person. And
I
not
would-
enough to disturb
I would just look
somebody
you in the
else's
face and tell you
experience.
to shut the fuck up.
Oh, yeah, but, like, I read the vibe of a person.
Yeah, I
you know?
know. I'm just playing with you.
But I don't know. I just don't go to movies too often alone.
I want to start doing shit by myself.
It's nice. I used to go out to eat like once every other week alone.
Yeah, I need to do shit like that.
It's good. But anyway, D&D movie, amazing. It was so good, so fun. There's a lot of like really nice Easter eggs, and then also just like little nods of things. And like if you know the lore or know like anything when it comes to D&D stuff, there's things that happen and you're like, oh, that's so cool, or oh, that's like a really funny like reference back or whatever.
I feel like I would need to watch it with you so you could tell me all the references.
That's fine, man. But it's like it's a good time. So and even for people who don't know anything about D&D, like it's just a fun like adventure movie. It's just like a nice fun adventure movie, you know, man. But then I went and saw Mario last night. D&D I give like, for the fact that it's a really good,
How many Rotten Tomatoes?
for D&D, for the fact that it's a property movie, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
That's coming from you
But-
is crazy.
For an actual movie, I give it like, if I was just rating it as a movie alone and not the fact that it's biased for me, I give it like probably an 8,
That's still crazy.
8 or 7.
That's still wild.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like it genuinely made me laugh most of it, and like felt good. It was cool. The action sequences weren't nauseating to watch. The effects for the most part were pretty good. So, you know, not bad. And then
Fucking Mario.
Mario. So I thought I went in this movie expecting it to be awful.
Uh,
And I went into expecting it, 1, it's gonna be a kids movie, and 2, it's gonna be awful. I came out very happy.
Swear.
I actually thought it was really
Very happy.
I thought it was really good, man.
Swear.
Here's the thing. I don't like Chris Pratt. I don't think he's a very fun actor.
Why is that?
He plays the exact. It's like, okay, this is where the hate train comes, because I'm about to say something that everyone's gonna lose their shit. Ryan Reynolds plays the exact same character. He plays Ryan Reynolds in every movie, basically.
Who?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
He plays like the same guy in every movie, which is just him for the
Yeah.
most part. And he does it well, you know, he does that role well, that type of character. It gets boring though. And Chris Pratt, just as Chris Pratt, always.
Yeah, but I think the thing about Ryan Reynolds and why people love him so much is because it's like always genuine and like
Yeah.
he's hilarious.
I like Ryan Reynolds
I love
more
Ryan
than Chris
Reynolds.
Pratt. Chris Pratt, I just don't like.
The fact that Ryan Reynolds is even on like your like list is kind of crazy to
It's just because I would like to see him expand his horizons.
me. Why when he works?
Because that's the whole thing. Aim to be better.
But if you
I think I love his out of movie stuff a lot more than I like his in movie stuff too. Like him as like a person on the internet and stuff is always fun.
Yeah, this shit's
But him
fantastic.
Him in movies, I'm like,
Have you seen his commercial for his
Yeah,
that
for
shit-
Aviation Gin. Yeah, with Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
That shit
He's
is
like, I thought
fucking-
we were doing.
That shit had me rolling, bro. Anything Ryan Reynolds related, I'm like, that and his wife is outstandingly stunning.
But anyway, Chris Pratt and Charlie Day. So Chris Pratt's Mario. Charlie Day from Always Sunny is Luigi, and they sound like them. They sound like Charlie Day and Chris Pratt, and it's a little distracting at times. Same with Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong, and yeah, and it's a little distracting at times.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to like
Anya Taylor-Joy. If I didn't think Anya Taylor-Joy's wonderful, then I probably would think she was also a little distracting. Jack Black, amazing.
Who did he play?
Bowser.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, and he got to sing.
Oh, swear.
Yeah.
So you heard that?
There's so many good things. The star character in that's trapped, also amazing. It's just a really fun movie. If you go in with the expectation of like, this is going to be kind of a kid's movie, but it's a fun movie, and that's the whole point of it.
No, just go into it like Jaxon, and this is going to be the worst movie that you've ever seen in your life, and you'll just walk out 12 times happier.
Yeah, also that is an option, because I genuinely was like, this is going to be a shit show.
If you If you expect the worst, hope for the best.
Something like that.
Yeah. Expect the worst, hope for the best. Fuck it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. Honestly, like I would probably go see it again. There's a lot of like really cute references and stuff that are fun, and it just was like a very feel good movie, man.
Who plays Peach?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay.
Do you know who that is?
No.
From Queen's Gambit.
I want to watch that.
That's who she is, or the main girl in the menu. And some other stuff too.
Yeah.
She's been pretty popular lately.
Yeah, I like watching people with accents, so I think I need to watch Queen's Gambit.
She's American in Queen's Gambit.
Oh, okay.
But there are British people because it's chess.
Yeah.
Do you know, I got bullied for liking that show because they were like, who would want to watch a show about chess? And then it popped off.
Blew up.
Yeah, it was one of the most popular shows, and they were like, imagine liking a show about chess. Fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah, bro. Tell me how you really feel.
It's because of who said it.
I figured.
Anyway.
We had a little mental link right there.
Yeah. Let's dive into this main topic, man.
Hello. Dating.
Yeah.
In culture of dating
So,
in today's world.
Man, this shit's tough. What
little brown baby. Look at my little brown baby. So I went to a rave this past weekend, and these people were just handing out little babies. And
why are you so in that shit, man?
That's my brown baby.
Why are you so in that shit?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no, that shit was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly forgot. Something was like digging in my leg in my pocket, and I was like, "What?"
I thought you were pulling out your phone.
No, my phone's right here. But yeah, that's my little brown baby.
How do you? For audio listeners, it's literally like a little plastic, like couple centimeter, like half an inch.
It's
tall.
Literally like a little mini baby.
Anyway, but how, Brennan, dating? What the fuck's up with that, man?
So I looked up some things about dating in today's society, and I came across this very well put together article about the 5 biggest issues with modern dating. And the top 5 are knowing what you want, pressure and harassment, pandemic dating. Oh, should I not say the word demic?
Probably not, but I'll figure it out.
So just bleep it out, and then we'll put ick dating.
The ick.
We are
the big ick.
Yeah, dating during the ick.
I would yeah, okay, keep going.
Dating apps.
Dude, fucking dating apps.
And then 5, which is my personal favorite, which is what I'm definitely guilty of, ghosting.
So let's talk about. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the ick really quick. Let's get that out the way because I feel like that's a topic that's
Yeah, so
fading from people's mind, but is still a little.
yeah, I mean, because it kind of gave people a lot of like, obviously with the restrictions on not being able to go out, I think a lot of people did like the whole like FaceTime dates and stuff like that, and people did kind of like get to know people if they matched on like an online or like did whatever, they would kind of like FaceTime or do
Yeah.
whatever. And on one end, you can kind of see it as like that's actually, you know, some people saw it as better, so that way you're not actually having that like face to face confrontation, but you're still talking to that person. Cause I don't know, some people just be mad weird, bro. And not only that, but you don't have to waste the time of like going out. You literally talk to that person, see what they like, and obviously talk to them about like who they are as a person, what they're
Yeah.
interested in, and what, you know, their intentions are.
Yeah. I feel like the ick really brought about the rise in dating apps, and then also people found each other a lot through like forms of long distance dating, you know. And I don't know, man. I think that it also brought out the worst in some relationships, and it made people a lot more willing to be like, let's just move in together. Like, escalate that shit because of the fact that like, oh, we don't know if it'll happen or we don't, you know, getting stuck inside. And like, so many people had to just experience like, oh, I'm just with my partner for this extended period of time, you know. And so it is also, in some ways it's lengthened, and in other ways it's like really expedited parts of the dating experience.
Yeah, I mean, they said, I think it was somewhere around like 75% of people have said that it didn't negatively affect their dating experience, but that it kind of gave them like, honestly, just more like choices. Like you had more of like, I guess, paths to go about how you wanted to like find somebody or kind of just go about it.
Yeah.
And let's see. It said that 78% of singles want someone physically attractive compared to 90% in 2020.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that obviously has like, because it also says that they look more now for people who are open-minded, accepting of differences, and comfortable with their sexuality.
Yeah, that I think a lot of people in this day and age are also beginning to realize like looks fade. Like
Yeah, it's time for you attractive motherfuckers to come to an end.
Yeah, like you will not always look pretty or hot or, you know, tight AF. Like you are, you'll eventually have LPE. Someone in my chat said that.
You're lying.
They were like, yeah, as you guys on the cast said, like you're gonna get LPE, and I was like, whoa.
That's honestly goated, bro.
And you know what's the most crazy? My fam's still listening to the podcast, which means they know about LPE.
So next time you see the fam, you should be like, yo, what you guys feel on LPE, bro? I think we should just really...
Okay, the next time that I'm at a family function, if you've listened to it, I just want you to just somehow bring it up to me, and I want that dawning experience, because that'd be crazy for me. Anyway, but beauty fades, you know, like it. And so if your personality's dog shit and you're just looks, you know, and a lot of people seem like it's one of two options. They're either like, I'm dating for future or I'm fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the two the pits that people are in right now.
Yeah, it's either you're on left or right.
Yeah, and if you are in the middle, you are like subject to get shot.
Yeah, you're like, you kind of have to choose one, bub.
Yeah, you're literally running in no man's land. And I'm running in no man's land whenever I date now.
Well, yeah, because I feel like a lot of people, like, if you try and date to marry, you're gonna fuck yourself over. 9 times out of 10.
Especially this applies also for the fact that me and Brendan are pretty young. You know, I'm 50,000 years old and Brendan is 21.
You know what's funny? I was literally gonna say the exact same thing. I was gonna say he's like 67 and I'm 21.
Yeah, you know, I'm as old as time and on my like 10th reincarnation.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, his soul must be so fucking tired. Like, I don't know what you haven't done yet, but your soul just feels so old and like,
tired,
like
like
it's crazy. It's crazy.
like Brendan, I'm tired, man.
Yeah, I believe you, bro. I'm tired too. I believe you. Oh man, I hear you, dog. Trust me, but I think it's just that
Marrying to date shoots yourself in the foot because so young, man, so young. And you know, sometimes
we don't even know who the fuck we are.
sometimes you strike gold. I won't lie. Some people, they get it. They get it on date. They dot. They shoot and they kill.
Yeah, like first one.
Yeah, and you know, but for the most part,
They think they do and
you're gonna shoot and miss a lot.
Yeah,
And that's okay.
But I think there comes like a time where you should look at your shot percentage and go, we should just reevaluate.
What do you think? Do you think people should date to get the experience of dating? And like just because they like somebody and that is kind of the environment they're in right now. Oh, you fucked it.
I think that people should be honest with each other, and if that's what you're looking for, then for sure. I think if you're like, hey, like I'm not really looking for something long term, but I'm more looking for something that like I can just kind of experience with and have fun, but still be exclusive to that person.
Isn't that what dating always is though?
No,
You-
because
dating long term, we just said it. Dating long term is fucking dumb. Dating and saying I'm dating with the I'm shooting to kill.
yeah. Yeah, but there's a difference between like, yo, I want to go out here and be a whore and have multiple sex partners and just be just whore. That's look up the definition.
Whoa.
It's multiple sex partners.
Whoa.
It's okay because you know what? Whores accept that they're whores and say that shit proudly.
Whoa.
Okay?
If I was
Yeah.
if I was your hoe,
Mm-hmm.
what would my cut be?
You're cut.
Yeah.
For what?
I'm your hoe. You're my boss.
Like you're a pimp?
Yeah. What's my cut?
Like $2.
What? No, give me a percentage, fucker. What's my cut?
Like 2%.
What the fuck? I can't live off that. Are you providing housing for me
Sure.
and food?
It's not gonna be good food or good housing, but sure.
I'm never taking him. He's never gonna be that. He's never gonna be my boss.
That just blows my mind how you just went into that. It just fuck.
I'd be nice. You get a 25% cut.
Yeah, I'll give you like
I could do 60-40 even.
60-40 even.
Yeah, 60-40, and I will provide housing.
Nah, I'm gonna need like 50-50. I'll take food though.
Not
Fuck.
housing?
Nah.
That's the more complicated option.
Nah, I'll figure the crib out. Cause I don't want you to know where I live.
Okay. I could take 50-50 and I provide food.
I just tell you where to drop all the food off.
But you got an exclusive offer. Everybody else is getting 60-40.
All right.
You're a Twitch partner. But for me.
Oh,
You're live.
Yeah, guys, just be a pimp when in doubt.
Anyway, so as you were saying, the dating around, be honest with your intent of dating.
Yeah, bro, because if you just want to fuck, just tell somebody, like, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I think you fine as hell. I'm just trying to fuck. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, don't say it like that because that's probably not going to get you there. But, like,
Not say it just like that.
nah, like, obviously, like,
And then try to dap them up.
yeah, like, right after good game, G. And then peace out.
That's what I do every time after sex.
Yeah.
I go,
I think right before you bust a nut, you should be like, call your Uber.
right before you bust, you got to make the Roadrunner noise. Meep meep. You know.
Like, oh shit, is your Uber here? You know.
This is a dumb podcast.
Oh man. But no, if you're gonna be fucking, just tell somebody. If you're not looking for a long-term relationship, also let somebody know that, because there are some people who don't look for a long-term relationship, but then end up realizing that like, yo, like I could really like see myself like with this person in the end.
And that's why I think that that's a hard conversation to have also. And just be like, I'm not going to, I don't intend for this to be a long-term relationship, right? Because there's always a possibility that that changes, or that your mindset about it changes. And so I think it's more of a conversation of like, hey, I don't know what the future looks like, so I don't really want to like for us to talk about that or focus on it as a main point of the relationship. Let's reach this milestone, or whatever it is, before that even is an approachable conversation.
Yeah, it definitely, like, communication is definitely a huge one. And I think a lot of people don't know how to communicate their intentions correctly. I think a lot of people try and obviously manipulate to, like, whether it be for sex or just attention.
Church communion.
Sure. Getting bought things, you know what I mean? But, to go down this list, I guess we can start with well, I guess that kind of goes into like, the number one, it says knowing what you want.
That was the point.
Oh, well, fucking butter my biscuits and call me Johnny.
What are you doing with that microphone, man?
I'm trying to like push it like right here.
It's like one of the
Yeah, stupid. Shut up. It says that it's hard, like nearly half Americans, which I'm sure I don't know who they're asking, but it says, but it says that it's harder to date than it was 10 years ago.
It's all the people that are on Hot or Not.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck they're asking that they said it's harder to date now than it is 10 years ago.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that's true?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
'Cause 10 years ago,
you were 11.
Yeah, I was, but social media wasn't as present, so the idea of what a relationship should be was very like just kind of open, up in the air. Like whatever relationship you had was whatever.
It was what was on magazines.
Yeah, you know
whatever
what I mean?
Old people, their Walkmans and
yeah, and I mean not, and also 10 years ago, like the whole traditional like.
Are you gonna say the LGBT thing?
No, I'm just
okay.
No, I'm just saying traditional as in like. I don't know where I was gonna go with this, to be honest with you. Just traditional dating of like. I had a point that I was gonna make, and it just
he fumbles.
It literally just.
He fumbles.
Yeah, I really did fumble it. I'm sorry.
For me, it feels like what you want to say is that society's moved a lot more progressively, so LGBTQ plus stuff is a lot more free and open to disclose, which is good. It is a very good thing. But I imagine that for some people that dices the field up of their like gay people or bisexuals.
Yeah, you definitely still have like.
There are people who like swear that dating a bisexual is like the devil,
which is crazy to me.
They're like, it's too much competition. That's insecurities. But
step it up, dog.
Step it up.
Be better.
But anyway,
you better slang.
Why else do you think it's hard?
You better sling it and munch the carpet correctly. You know what I mean?
Why else do you think is hard? Hard, man. Harder than it was 10 years ago.
It was more exclusive. Like you were able to like really be about your own business, not worry about nobody else. I feel like there's just so much that goes on now, and there's just so much influence and so much like people like care too much now. Like back then, like no one gave a fuck about your relationship, what was going on, unless you were getting beaten or you went to somebody to ask for opinions.
They didn't really care if you were getting beaten either,
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
unless you're a lady.
like, bro, people.
And even then, sometimes they didn't care.
Yeah, like people genuinely like minded their business, and it was like, oh, they're in a relationship, cool. Didn't even look their way. You know what I mean? Like, and the people who were just out there cheating and doing their shit were like literally looked at as like heathens, bro. You know what I mean? Like it was like crazy. You know what I mean?
Do you think cheating's not viewed as being a heathen anymore?
No,
That's crazy.
bro.
I do.
Well, obviously, but like I got it literally proven to me that a woman with a boyfriend is easier to get at than a woman who is not in a relationship, because you're dealing with one person, right? Rather than a roster,
This is just how to make me really not feel confident in dating.
right? And then 9 times out of 10, the guys in the relationship or the girls usually get comfortable in their relationship to the point where they actually stop trying how they originally were to get that person, and they get comfortable with the fact of, oh, this person likes me anyway, this person, yada, yada. And then naturally, they stop giving effort, and then that other person looks for the effort and attention elsewhere. And when they do find it in somebody, whoever it may be, that's when
Sounds
they...
like people just really suck at communicating.
Well, people suck at communicating and continuing to give effort. Like people don't realize that like people fall in love with somebody, or people genuinely like fuck with somebody when you're like giving that effort and like attention, like yada yada. And then I get it, like after a while, like yeah, you should be cool with each other, but that doesn't mean like I was actually having this conversation at work today, and I was like, dude, like the amount of girls who think that getting flowers is like this big like, oh my God moment. It's like, bro, naturally, if you are digging somebody and you're with somebody like that, they should be getting flowers at least once a week. It's like $10, $15. You go to the store. If you go to the store to buy groceries anyway, it literally takes 2 seconds out of your day to buy some fucking flowers, put them in a vase, and get somebody flowers. And they feel so special. Also goes to the opposite side, because if you ever were to get a man flowers, I hope you know, you probably would break that man down.
I think I have a problem with getting them every week.
Why?
It devalues it.
Well, I over-exaggerated it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But some people take what you say literally.
Yeah, no.
And so that's why I'm like, you can quickly devalue and diminish the...
Because it almost feels like a
integrity.
chore.
Yeah. Here's what I do. I'm going to be based for a second. I don't open the car door every time that I'm with my significant other. When I have one. I open the car door when it's special events, or it is just like random and I am trying to be like extra sweet or whatever.
When you're trying to get some coochie?
No. That's what the special events are for. No, but like when it's just like I am trying to do the extra a little bit, or I am trying to make them feel a little bit more special, or I want them to know that, like, you know, whatever, or they're having a bad day, whatever it might be. But I feel like doing it all the time diminishes the value of effort you're also willing to put in. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's based. But also, just like she can open her own door, I can too. I don't know.
No, I feel you. I just think that
it's the same thing. I've said this before on the podcast. I know that I have, because you know what? We also talked about the sidewalk rule on the podcast that time.
Yeah, you're still goofy for that.
I'm so right.
You're
and
still goofy for
I'm
that.
so right, and I stand by my belief on it.
You're goofy.
Sidewalk rule is fucking stupid.
It's a placebo, bro.
Yeah, sidewalk rule is fucking stupid, and I'd rather shift you to the side that I think you will be safest on at the moment, which is away from other people.
I mean, I guess.
Hate to say it.
Hey, some people have their opinions, bro. Just because you have a wrong one, I mean.
Or they're all fucking wrong, because you're just a fucking sheep. You blend into a society right now.
This is crazy.
Yep.
It's turned into Jaxon attacks everybody.
Yeah. Fuck you guys. I'm on 10 right now.
I see that.
Y'all know shit.
Man. So I guess what would be your biggest thing for knowing what you want in a relationship? Like if
I'm
someone
not used to him asking the questions.
like it like like if someone were to ask you like
shot.
like if someone were to ask you like, yo, how do you know what you want in a relationship? Or like,
I think that what you want in a relationship can change based off of where you're at in life or the things that are happening around you at the time.
truth.
Because there are times where you enter a relationship and what you want is just somebody to be by your side. Like you don't need them to do like a whole bunch of things or like,
Just be there.
yeah, you just want somebody there. And there's times where you want a best friend. I think that a healthy relationship, is an ever changing dynamic. It is something that you will constantly be working with this person on what you are getting out of the relationship and what they're receiving out of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think, to put it so simply, of like, when you go into a relationship, you will always probably be looking for companionship or a best friend, which is sometimes the same thing, you know? But what you are garnering out of it will always shift. What you need from the relationship will always shift. And it should be the same for your partner too. And that's all in communication. That is all a part of like that dynamic of figuring out what you both need to maintain a level of happiness and togetherness, you know? What about you?
No, I'm just playing.
Some shit.
I don't know. I mean, for me to realize what I want, I've had to go from being a piece of shit human being and not understanding what it was to respect somebody and treat them with the respect that they're deserved and given, like, off rip. And, you know, making stupid decisions and stuff like that. And like I've gotten to the point where I've had somebody super down for me, willing to literally jump when I say jump and they ask how high type shit. Like
Yeah.
I've had that before, and I just shot that off as like nothing, because I was like, nah, that's like too good to be true. You know what I mean, at that time. And then I ran into the absolute wrecking ball that just decided to just fucking shatter my entire town. And I think that like, you saw both ends to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like anybody you ask, like, who ends up like talking about like their relationship, they usually have either one that got away or one that changed their entire experience and how they looked at love.
What do you look for in a relationship now, if you were looking?
I think the biggest one for me is emotional maturity, and just kind of understanding of like who they are as a human being and like the shit that they've been through. Because like a lot of people, like even today, like I was just talking about like how I kind of like, I'm guilty of grouping like women together when I try and talk about like shit that yeah, I'm definitely guilty of it. And so some of the girls at work today were like, "But you can't just group every woman like into each other, like, you know what I mean?" Because I was talking about some of the girls at work that they come to me for like Dr. Phil advice and want me to like piece together their shit. And I'm always glad to, because like I always like helping people out, but it's just like sometimes they say the problem, ask the question, and answer it all in their story. Mm-hmm. And still won't see because they're too emotionally attached to it. And for me, like
don't like the answer,
or don't want to accept the answer. And for me, I've gotten to the emotional point in my life, like emotionally mature wise, that like no matter how fine you are, no matter how much I care for you, no matter how much, like, I've cut off so many people in my life and had to make like difficult decisions, that like no matter how much I care for you, like it almost scares me, because no matter how close somebody is to me, like I can genuinely just like boom and not feel nothing because of the shit that I've gone through.
Okay.
And I think that for me, like somebody who knows that, like, the biggest thing for me that I've had to carry with my emotional maturity and like growing up as a person is like, I can't carry everything that person did to me onto the next person. But it definitely did not only set up my standards, but it also, like, I'm not going to play games with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if someone's genuinely serious about, like, yo, I kind of fuck with you, it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. Like, it's going to be a process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, again, at the end of the day, like, when you do go through your shit and you know what you can offer somebody as a human being and you know that what you can do for them as a human being, I think that sets apart a lot of people. Because a lot of people don't, like, yeah, you can offer sex and yeah, you can offer your, you know, but what can you do for somebody emotionally? How can you help them grow as a human being? What are you doing to help them mentally?
Helping them grow is a big thing.
Yeah, because, like, at the end of the day, like, a relationship, in my opinion, is two people living their separate lives but just helping each other grow. Like, you're playing the same video game of life, but I might find a different way to beat this level than you might, but we both get to the same end goal, and we just like, yo, did you peep this? Like, did you peep
How
this?
do you start dating? There's
I'll tell you what, after this weekend, bro, it's really kind of just shown me that you gotta get to a point where you're confident with yourself first. Like, that's first and foremost. Like, if you're not confident with yourself to the point where you can just go up to somebody and, like, confident and be like, yo, I genuinely think you're attractive. That's number one. If you are not confident with yourself, it's going to be very hard, especially in my opinion as a man. Because, like, women, again, you can be not the prettiest looking, but you're still going to get hit on, in my opinion. Like, it's just a known fact.
personality is really 90% of the lifting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if somebody's confident and, like, solid in who they are and, like, just embraces, like, their personality.
Do you think pretty privilege is gonna go away eventually?
I hope so, bro. That shit fucking sucks, dude. It is nice when you're working with a bunch of pretty
I thought
girls.
you were gonna say when you're the pretty privilege.
Well, that too. But I've seen it firsthand when, like,
True.
somebody comes through and they drop like $100 cash tip, and you're like, "Yo, shout out to you for being pretty."
Fucking men.
Yeah. I'm like, "Thanks for being a simp. We
I
made
always
money."
feel like I can't talk on it because all of my friends look at me and they're like, "You're the pretty guy."
You are the pretty guy in your friend group. You are the most attractive person in your friend group, and all of them know it.
I don't. It feels so backhanded, such a backhanded compliment whenever you're like in your friend group.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like you're putting that asterisk where you'll be like,
I mean,
thank you, man.
but you're definitely up there. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it, man.
You're not the most attractive.
No.
Yeah, but you're definitely up there. You're a good-looking white dude, I'll tell you that.
That's why I'm trying to get them gains.
There's a lot, bro. If you get massive, not even massive, bro. If you just get shredded, oh yeah, it'd be raps. Yeah, I could definitely see you with like a sleeper build.
Sleeper build.
You just gotta
like
wear
I'm a car.
Yeah, but you got
Transformer.
Yeah, but no, there are people that wear like a little bit oversized like t-shirts and whatnot, so you can't really tell. But then when they take off their shirt, they're like, "My name's Arnold." You know what I mean? So
they all sound like T-Rexes when they take off their shirts
yeah, it's
too.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos where like, yo, I need a napkin, and then just rip their
Yeah,
fucking
I
shirt?
sadly know what you're talking about.
Like those kind of guys, you know what I mean?
Man. Anyway, that was my question that came up in my
Yeah,
mind.
it's just, I mean, just being confident in yourself, bro. Like, you have to understand like who you are as a human being, because like, I genuinely do hope that at some point, like, the whole like pretty privilege and just kind of basing off of, you know, looks and stuff like that. But I mean, it is very nice to have someone who's very attractive come in and you're like, wow, I definitely need to tell them. Bro, there was this girl who came into my job yesterday, and this girl was like, I think she was Middle Eastern, just the clearest skin, bro. Dumper
How
alert,
do
bro.
you get confidence if you're struggling with that?
The gym. Bro, get your body physically right. You know what I mean? Because if you look good, you'll feel good. And if you feel good, you'll play good. That's how we always used to say it in football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, if you look at... First off, if you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, damn, that's a pretty-ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Regardless of, like... Even if you don't go in the gym. Like, there are some people who are genuinely okay with, like, just the way they look, and they're confident with that. But confidence is key. You know what I mean? And even if you aren't confident in the way you look... Like, I used to be confident in, like, I would used to make people laugh, like, because I was a bigger dude.
Sometimes the confidence in your charisma is what you
Bro,
actually
if you could,
is the real kicker.
if you can make them giggle, you can make them cheeks clap and jiggle.
That's I hate that saying still, but that's where my confidence is. My confidence is in my charisma.
Yeah, because if you could like get people joking around and they feel comfortable around you, they're gonna be like, "Yo, I want to be around this dude more." Like yada yada this and that. And then it, one thing leads to another, and yeah.
You guys want a secret that's not related to this topic? That's also how you get jobs. That's how you network. You get people to like you. Don't try hard, but just be confident in your ability to talk and that people will want to be around you because you want to be around people.
Then you got to know when to add it. Like you can't just be like,
know when to shut the fuck up.
That is a huge thing that I personally have had to learn, because I used to be the motherfucker who like no one would talk to me or even ask me a question, and I would still put in my 2 cents, or I would still try, bro. But like, if no one talks to you, bro, just shut the fuck up. Learn from everybody in the room that is talking.
Know when you can chime in.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And 9 times out of 10, if you're the last person to speak in the room, you're probably end up the smartest person in the room, because you're letting everybody else just kind of do their thing. But
so build confidence.
Yeah, build confidence. If you're not confident with the way you look, you have to make the change.
Figure out how to get confident. Either whether that means that you come to terms with how you look and you be like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, and then, at that point, it's like working on your social dynamics and, look at videos on how to talk to people. Like, there's so many videos on, like, what it is to, like...
And if you're in a situation also, real quick, because we're talking about confidence, and if you're like, I don't have a way to get to a gym, or my nearest gym is too far, or I don't have money to go to the gym, or whatever it is, there a couple, like a walk a day that extends for like an hour maybe, and some calisthenics does miracles. Bro, it actually does so much.
I lost so much weight just doing push-ups and sit-ups and shit like that.
Literally doing your push-ups, sit-ups, learn different types of push-ups and sit-ups, and then walk.
Yeah, and I don't mean like you ain't gotta do like whole ass, but like, bro, I did push-ups on my knees for like 3 months.
Yeah, it's okay. But just like literally wake up, get your reps in, or get ready, at some point get your reps in for the day, and then go on a walk, and that is all you need to do.
Yeah, and they say walking helps clear your head and stuff like that.
Yeah, it can literally be a time for you to also build confidence, because you start to think about things that you are more comfortable with. Find the things you like about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, because even if you're the most attractive person on this planet, if you don't know what you enjoy, if you don't know what you like, you start to see those relationships where they just like are so codependent on doing what the other person wants to do, or it literally ends up becoming that person.
Say it with me now. Relationship does not mean codependence. And I want you to all fucking hear that, all right? You in the back of the class.
Oh, my God. All right, we get it, bro. Jesus.
No, people don't fucking get it. That's the problem.
Oh, my God.
You don't... If we don't need to be... Every moment of your life does not need to be with me, and vice versa. And we can be in the same room and still be doing different things and still be together. It is okay. Codependency is not okay. Yeah, somebody fucking call an ambulance, because I'm fucking murking some people right now. All right? Some people are getting a hard truth because it's you. You're the fucking problem.
Mommy, come pick me up.
Yeah, go fucking take a solid look at yourself in the mirror and be like, do I cause these problems? Because you do. Oh, my fucking God.
Man had to walk off. That's the first time we've ever had to walk off. We struck a nerve on that one, guys.
I would have walked off a Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking baffling that it's such like a concept that people just don't understand. That like your relationship is not one person.
Yeah.
It is two people who coexist to live like together.
It's a team effort, but it's still two people.
Yeah, you are separate. Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
It's like the monkey on my back, you know what I mean? But then it like just forms into like this like Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Notre Dame-
spazzed, bro.
Notre Dame softball team was popping off, by the way, and then they fucking got their shit rocked by Louisville.
Oh, you were watching?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I love college softball.
Yeah, I think we talked about this.
Yeah. LSU though, LSU's doing pretty good. So is ASU.
LSU just won the national championship for basketball.
Yeah, because LSU is a fucking goated team.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That shit was crazy.
Well, like
I still can't believe that.
it just fucking pisses me off because anytime I'm also one of the people who a lot of people go to for their Dr. Phil questions.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship is struggling. My significant other does this thing. 9 times out of 10, it's one of two options. It is either you don't fucking speak to each other, you don't communicate about your problem in a timely manner, or you over communicate about a problem that isn't actually an issue and you just are upset at that time and it's not necessarily that. Or 2, you are fucking codependent. And either you're drowning that person or they're drowning you, and that is the problem, which still boils back to communication. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's so fucking aggravating because that's also one of the big things. Also, dating fucking sucks because everybody's boring as shit now.
Well, yeah, that goes into like the whole personality thing, and I think a lot of people almost made it a personality to like be this like.
I watch TikTok.
Yeah, like there's so many people. We've talked about it before. So the amount of personality that people have strictly based off of TikToks, and like their whole entire personality is TikTok videos, and like just saying shit from TikTok is just like insane to me. And when it comes to people who don't understand like the real world, like we just see the whole NPC culture of like.
Well, like I was talking to my coworker. I asked her, I was like, what do you do for fun? So we were just chatting and we were slow. And then she was like, I don't know. I don't really do anything. I go to work and I sleep. I don't really know. And I was like, you do nothing. And then she was like, what do you do? And I was like, when I'm not working, I was like, I usually go home and I'm either working or playing video games. And she's like, so you just work more? And I was like, I mean, kinda, but it's like passion projects. And then she was like, and then I was like, I don't believe that you just go, you just fucking shut off like you're charging a battery pack on you and you can't do anything in the interim. And she's like, I walk my cat. And I was like, that's an answer. I was like, that is something that you just told me that I can now be like, I know about you. I know you are not just somebody who exists here. And until you come back here, you're nothing.
I just think it's crazy that people walk their cats. Can we talk about that?
No, we can't because I don't care. Because I care more right now about the fact that there are people out there who don't fucking live a life. If somebody asks you at work, it's so frustrating because it completely kills also one of the biggest things people tell people, which is if you want to be a better conversationalist, if you want to be the person that people like, ask questions to people and listen. I can't ask you questions and get to know you if when I ask you what do you do for fun, you fucking look at me and say
TikTok,
sleep, nothing, TikTok. Like you're a fucking liar and a piece of shit. Even the hanging out with friends is a better fucking answer, and it's normie as shit.
Let's take a let's take. Hey,
yeah, you take over for a second.
Hey, can you fill some water in there while you're at it?
Where do you want me to get water from? The sink?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I just think that, having a personality is very... like, if you don't know who you are as a person, one, you should not be in a relationship. It's not like anybody else is going to help you find out who you are. Oh, shit. Oh,
for people who don't know, I'm drinking sparkling water, not alcohol.
Oh, man.
So this is just raw hate.
All right, well, let me...
I'm on my hater arc.
Yeah, you are. You're on your villain arc. I kind of like it.
No, not my villain arc. It's just hater. I'm just on hater energy right now.
You're drinking a lot of haterade.
Yeah, dude. I'm on my hater arc.
I don't like it. Pressure and harassment was number 2. It says that one survey found that 50% or 57% of women and 35% of men have experienced some kind of harassment when dating. In,
Yeah, man.
increasing focus on harassing behaviors has various effects. For starters, it can make you feel weary about dating. In addition, it can make it difficult to know how to interact with somebody.
Amen.
Which definitely, obviously, like any type of harassment or any type of altercation, physically, verbally, emotionally, like you're always going to be very hesitant going into that next couple situationships.
That is such an understatement. I think that things like that, whenever a harassment of any kind or assault-esque situation of any kind happens in a relationship, there is a fundamental crack in yourself, at least for me, because you have this like, am I dumb? Am I am I to blame because I trusted this person and clearly I shouldn't have? Or like, did I ask for this because, of the situation I put myself in? Or like, you kind of enter all of these scenarios and it makes it harder to be vulnerable later. Because then now you're thinking the next time something happens of like, you inadvertently begin to overanalyze why people are doing what they're doing, which breaks down a relationship very quickly. And it is miserable. It fucking sucks. And if you're somebody who's experienced that, or if you are somebody recovering or healing or trying to find comfort, or even listening to this because you're like, he might know the answer, like, I'm sorry, I don't. And it's really shitty for me to say that, but like, one, I'm not a therapist. I don't get paid like that.
True.
And two, like, it just sucks. And know that it feels like you're alone, but there are people out there going through that shit every day. And you're not alone, and you'll make it through. And either look for therapy, find comfort in a friend, find the strength to get out of the situation you're in, whatever it is. But man, that shit fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think dealing with any type of harassment or trying to heal from any type of traumatic event is just like, obviously that changes a human being, you know what I mean? Whether like it's a great change or not like in a good way, but like in a huge drastic change, or even just like a small change that ends up like just kind of fine tuning how you look at things like a little bit specifically. Like there's just, I don't know, I feel like the effect of it is just like,
Yeah, and if you're the person who did the assaulting or harassing or whatever, if you're the one that caused the incident and that person still is having the grace to be with you, and you're giving them a hard time because they won't move past it, or whatever, like, maybe take a minute and really think about what happened. Look inward. Have you been trying to reconcile that? Have you made attempts to make that situation better? Have you given them the time to actually heal from that?
have you realized that you did something wrong and that you are to blame, and that
You
what
can't. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
You can't put a timeline on somebody's healing.
yeah, and especially when it comes to like a harassment or
It just depends on how far it goes, also.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
But, like,
just in general of like crossing that boundary of like, especially if it's a significant other, if you're crossing the boundary of like somebody you're supposed to be caring about and supposed to be like therefore on a different level, and you cross that like violation of
human rights.
yeah, literally, you know what I mean? Or just like even privacy of just, feelings and, people wanting to, feeling comfortable enough to open up to you about something, and whether or not you throw it in their face or, you pick on an insecurity because you get angry at them and verbal abuse or whatever it may be. Like at some point, like there has to be like at some point where somebody kind of like realizes like, all right, bro, like I definitely am the issue, and it usually stems from just kind of deflecting insecurities and like whatever that person is dealing with and they grew up with in the childhood trauma and shit like that.
That also being said, don't let your significant other take advantage of it. Like if they're clearly like being a victim and like it's been years or whatever, like
Yeah, bro.
they don't go to therapy, like they don't try to deal with it in any form, period, end of story. Like
you might have to just peace out, bro. Those type of people, like as much as
they
like,
might just not be willing to end the relationship.
yeah, and I think a lot of people genuinely always like, I know people who are like, yeah, but like I'm really have been this person's like only like kind of like, you know, leg to stand on, yada yada, this and that. And I can't just leave him like that because I can.
When people do the, I just don't want to break up with them, so I'm just gonna be really shitty. That's crazy.
I don't.
You know what? On that note, let's come up.
I've thought about it, but I don't think I've ever like really
committed.
Yeah,
okay,
but I've thought about it.
You know what? On that note, let's fucking come up. To summarize, have confidence, believe in yourself, find whatever it is that makes you confident and comfortable, and know yourself, know what you want in a relationship.
Know what you deserve. Don't accept anything else.
And don't be fucking codependent.
Yeah, and don't. Oh, these have pockets right here. What?
Let's come up, man.
Yeah,
Jesus.
let's come.
Brendan?
Oh yeah, discipline. Wow, actually,
or realizations, whichever one.
Oh yeah, realizations. Yeah, we'll go with that. I've come to a lot of. The thighs were popping. I'm sorry.
You've come up.
Yeah, I've come on. I've come to a lot of realizations that. I mean, I feel like I always have this realization every couple of while on the podcast, but.
That was disgusting.
I'm sorry. I'm so congested right now. It's crazy. Of just like the shit that I'm doing right now, like discipline wise and like me, something's gotta change. I've had a very big like just hole in my heart or just hole in my chest about like the shit that I need to do and like where I need to be at, and you know what I mean? And no one ever really knows, like, where the fuck they're going and what they're doing and shit like that. But we all kind of just fake it till we make it. And, I don't know. It's kind of just been weird. I had my homie give me a Bible, just to, like, you never know. You know what I mean? And, it was funny because my cousin tried to talk to me about it. And she was like, yeah, like, Christianity is just, like, you know, if you look at it like statistics, she tried to like basically like she tried to like sell me on it, and I was already like obviously like taking the steps to it. She tried to like sell me on it, and she was like, you know, if you look at any other religions and you look at Christianity, like we have documentation of like Jesus being a real person, and like I was like, dog, I was like, the only documentation we have of Jesus is just that he was a person. I was like, there's no documentation of that man walking on water, splitting water, and doing everything, water to wine. None of that shit.
Splitting water's Moses.
Regardless, no documentation of
everything
that
else
shit.
is right though.
Yeah. And I was like, it obviously, you know, she told me, she was like, the whole point of religion is basically blind faith. Like,
that's what faith means. But yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just like that, having that, like, you can live a certain lifestyle and be super disciplined, but until like you genuinely like give something to that blind faith, like it almost like doesn't.
Blind faith is reductive.
What do you mean?
Faith inherently is blind.
Oh.
Faith is inherently the belief in something that you cannot prove.
Oh, I feel you.
You have trust that it is just is.
Yeah. And so she was like, yeah, I mean, it's just like having like the faith of like, I'm just going to give this to God or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, I've like shit on that idea for so long, and like, but it almost seems like.
Why do you think you've gotten here where you're kind of like maybe doing a 180?
'cause I feel like there's just so much that has happened that like I almost don't want to deal with it by myself. I really don't. You know what I mean? And so if like there is something that I genuinely can chalk it up to, and like the shit that I can't control, because there's a lot of shit that I still play in my head, and the shit that I still go over, and the shit that still eats me alive, of shit that I can't control anymore, or shit that has happened in the past that I can't get over.
Can I give a recommendation?
Therapy?
Yeah. Because what you are sounding like is you just need to buff out the shit that's bothering you.
Yeah, but
Not that you need
I
to
mean,
understand.
yeah, but I mean, whether or not I buff it out with myself and my mind and do all that, or talk to another human being about it, I just feel like, because I feel like, I don't know.
If that's what works for you, like, no judgment, man. I just think that it sounds like your issue isn't that you want something to believe in because you believe in it. It sounds like you, and even the statement of you saying like you've shit on religion and knowing what you've said before about it, which obviously people change, but like from that to this, sounds more like I need to find solace and comfort in myself, and I don't know how to do that necessarily alone. Is a situation that is available and a resource that is available to you and applicable.
I just don't think I would want to do the whole like, because you know how they always say like you have to like find your therapist.
Sometimes, yeah. But sometimes you get it in one.
Yeah, but I'm not willing to do the whole like.
Then you don't care enough.
Bro, that's to spend money on going to somebody to just talk to them, and then
You
once
can do
we
trial
talk,
sessions where you meet your therapist and you don't like do a full.
I don't, even then, I don't know. Just
Then it sounds like you don't actually want to get better. You want an easy route.
but I feel like just doing it by myself, or like trying to even like find it within, you know, even with it being God or anything like that, like it would almost be more challenging because I'm doing it by myself.
No. It's challenging for a different reason. It's challenging because you want to make it complicated. Because you were trying, and maybe again, your ideas of religion have changed. But it sounds like you were like, I don't want to put in the effort that is finding somebody that meshes with me to talk to and that can help me organize my thoughts and maybe help with my ADHD, or maybe help with like organizing the issues that I have and putting some boxes away and nicely burying them. And instead you want to be able to just be like, I'm going to make this round peg fit in a square hole because I don't know what else to do and I don't want to put in that effort. And this feels a lot more easier and tempting because I can just chip away at the block till it becomes a square hole.
I hear you. I definitely do. I don't know. I mean,
Something to think about.
yeah. I mean, I definitely have thought about therapy. I don't think I can go to therapy until I move out of my house. There's a lot of unpacked childhood trauma that I would have to deal with for me to like actually deal with that, and then like having that conversation. Like I would have to have that conversation with my parents about dealing with everything, and then not have to like sleep in the same house type shit.
Why would you have to talk to them about it?
Because I'd have to tell them like, yo, like.
You don't have to tell them.
Well, regardless, like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I live with them, they're gonna want to talk about like why I'm going to therapy.
You tell them that because you're just not really happy right now.
Yeah, but then like I promise you, like they would chip and chip and chip
That's my
and
point,
chip
though.
and
Then
chip.
you got to put your foot down, and you have to be able to be like, "Hey, man, this is like a line that I'm doing this so I can be happy and better, and it's a line that I ask you to respect." Just like you asked me to respect the lines that you guys have, I want the same from you right now.
Yeah, this might be a little bit harder said than done. But yeah, I hear you.
I'm just saying, man.
I hear you. What about you, my guy?
I gave up TikTok.
I mean, it's getting banned anyway.
Well, I gave it up like a week ago.
Oh, nice.
Whenever TikTok came about and became popular, I wasn't on it. And recently, I was thinking, and I was just like, man, I waste so much fucking time on TikTok. And it's not like, and I think I waste less than most people do. Because it's normally like, I go to the bathroom and I scroll through a couple things while I'm going to the bathroom. Or like, I'm in between projects, or like, I'm waiting, or whatever, like downtime TikTok, basically. Or I'm laying in bed before I go to bed watching TikTok. But also, I was like, man, my attention span and my willingness to like just pay attention to certain things also decreased a noticeable amount, to where I literally was like, I am getting, like, I will look for something to do to fill downtime because I am like, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I
mean, obviously, like, it goes hand in hand with that, like, 30-second dopamine release of just, like, getting a quick fix.
Yeah, so I am off TikTok. Other than posting for my socials, I don't scroll through it. I'll go on to TikTok, look at my page, comment, reply to comments, like things, whatever, right? And then I'll go about my fucking business. I still go on Reddit, but I don't go on Reddit as much because Reddit's harder for me to just scroll through.
Yeah.
Reddit, usually every like 5 hours I can check it and I can get like 30 minutes tops of content worth, if that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's like, and that's if I'm like sitting there scrolling through a thread and I'm waiting for something.
Yeah.
Because usually I'm just reading on Reddit, not watching videos. So, but yeah, I'm trying to. I exited out TikTok again, so that's pretty cool.
It's good shit.
Yeah. It will mean that I am behind on slang and terminology again and memes. But you know what?
YouTube Shorts, man.
No, I'm not going to do that either.
YouTube Shorts are really good at, like, giving you the shit that, like, you look for.
Yeah, like the content I consume.
Yeah. And,
because
like,
it's
the
based
shit.
on YouTube.
Yeah, the shit that, like, you're, like, meant to see.
Which is also good, because now instead of me going on TikTok, I just keep listening to, like, whatever podcast or an audiobook or whatever I'm listening, like the video that I'm watching, whatever it is. And now I'm just consuming more of the content I actually give a shit about and learning more because it's practical stuff for me to take. But yeah, do some cleanses, guys. Look at the things that you aren't super happy with, or you're like, I do too much of this. Cleanse that shit.
Not only that, bro, but look at your screen time, bro. Your phone literally tells you every week how much your fucking screen time is.
That too.
Like, look at the shit that you could literally put limiters on your shit. You know what I mean? On how much you can go on something.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, bro.
For real.
Yeah, man. Be a good fucking human being.
I think we'll probably have a guest next week, maybe.
Maybe.
That's the hope.
It smells like bitch in here.
I don't like that. But anyway, where can they find you?
Cockball.com. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, KillerB420, TikTok, KillerBDabs. I don't even have a TikTok anymore. I just don't know I'm gonna download it, to be honest with you, but that's my TikTok. What about you?
You can find me at RQ on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.
Gang, you can find us at Coming Up for Aircast on Instagram, Up for Aircast on Twitter, Coming Up for Air Podcast on TikTok.
Yeah. And if you liked the show, if you feel like there's somebody who could really use it, share it, like it.
And if we sound like a bunch of dumbasses, also let us know that too.
Rate the podcast 5 stars, please.
Jaxon's drinking a teardrop full of tears.
It's called Clearly Canadian. It's very good.
It's just a bunch of children's tears in a bottle.
It tastes really good. And like blackberries.
Nice. Later, dudes. Be a good human.
See you next Wednesday.